What's the best indicator? Well, chances are you already heard of them. You just don't know how to use them, and you're itemizing your indicators. What if we took the best indicators, created a system that provided you insight on price, trend, volume, and strength? Those are the four most important components to trading. And of course, when we look at any one indicator, we're probably isolating one thing or another and not getting the full picture. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask ChatGPT, what are the best indicators? And then I'm going to show you how to make a system to improve your win rates by 20%. Your risk to reward profiles will now be in the positive and you're in fact making money. And then you can focus on other important things as a trader, which is discipline and risk management. Now, if you would like a video series of me covering all of the different indicators out there, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, join in on the conversation below. What I'm going to show you is how you can build a very profitable system using indicators you already know, but probably don't use them correctly. All right. So without further ado, let's get right to it. We're looking at a very vanilla chart. Now, before we start adding indicators to this, I want to say that when you use TradingView, the default chart is going to have a volume profile indicator. Delete it, right? Because you're only going to be allowed on a free version. You're only going to be allowed 3 indicators. Let's go ahead, delete the volume profile. And then we have a very vanilla chart like this. So now we're here on Chat GPT and we're asking, what are the best indicators for day trading? For trend identification, they show the market's overall direction and help filter trades to 1348 EMA crossover. The VWAP super trend, momentum and confirmation would be MACD and RSI. Of course, you've heard that. And then you've heard of maybe or maybe not ADX or ATR and Bollinger Bands. What we're going to do is keep in mind the most profitable day traders usually combine indicators, Confluence. And I'm going to show you how we can combine indicators, how to use them for an insanely profitable system. Now, I have an even more powerful system over at trade1348.com, but I want you guys to learn to trust me and believe in me. I've worked with thousands of students and have made very profitable traders, quite a few, actually. So let's go ahead, go back to this. So ChatGPT sort of broke this down for us, and it's telling us that we need basically a symphony of indicators. So let's go ahead and build that out. All right. Let's get back to the chart. Now, first things first, we want to go on over to our indicators. And the first indicator we're going to type in is the moving average ribbon. We're going to add that. The next indicator, right? I want you guys to see the moving average ribbon. The next indicator we're going to add is the MACD. And this will be the moving average convergence divergence. Now, the next indicator we're going to add is VWAP, and that's going to be volume weighted average price right there. I'll click that. Now, what we're going to do is alter the settings here. First, I want to hide MACD. I want to hide the MA ribbon. And first, I want to look at VWAP. What we're going to do with style is the VWAP line. I want to change this to yellow so that it truly stands out. And then I want to disable the upper and lower band. And then the band fill, I really don't care about, right? So deselect everything and leave VWAP, turn that yellow. Cool. So now what we're seeing with price action is basically some sentiment here. When price breaks below VWAP, we're bearish. When price breaks above VWAP, we tend to be bullish. What we will also see is that VWAP tends to be a magnet for price and consolidates. But what VWAP truly is it's an institutional line. So let's imagine it's 1:30 in the morning. You're eating your Cheetos, watching a late night infomercial, and you decided you wanted to buy NASDAQ. You call your broker, you call your bank, and you say, hey, I want to buy some NASDAQ based on the rally from Friday. So what your institution will do is look to buy when price is below VWAP, right? That way they know they're getting it cheap. Otherwise, they're getting it at a premium when it's above VWAP. No one wants to ever get things at a premium. After all, it's buy low, sell high. Now, the way traders would use VWAP is you break below, you go short. You break above, you go long. But that doesn't tell us everything here, right? Especially right now, we're in a chop zone. What do? Well, we need additional indicators, right? Okay, cool. So let's go ahead. And now, since we know what VWAP is, let's go ahead, hide VWAP for a second, and turn on the moving average. So with the moving average, we want to deselect moving average number 30, so we don't care about that. And we want to change the SMAs to EMAs. Now, the reason why I do that is because there's so much bitching out there about how moving average crosses are lagging. Professional traders like lagging indicators because with Confluence, we have more confirmation. We don't want to be the first to show because if you have a leading indicator and you're attempting to front run, you just might get caught in chop or you might get caught holding the bag. So we want a little bit of lag, which is built in to moving averages so that we can get confirmation with our other indicators, build out our system and have the conviction to take the trades when we do take the trades. So what we're going to do is now change the 20 to the 9. Now, I'm not going to use the 1348. I don't think it's even fair. If you guys want, we can talk about 1348 in another video. But we're going to use the more popular EMAs, which is the 9 and the 21, right? This seems to be a more popular standard EMA. I'm going to change this to green, the 9, and the MA moving average 21, I'm going to change that to red. And then the 200, I'm going to change that to yellow. Let's change that to yellow. Okay. So what we have here, when we zoom out, we could see that now the 200 acts as our, basically our sentiment, right? It lets us know, hey, we're bullish here. The market's bullish. Above the 200, you're bullish. Below the 200, you're bearish. Okay. And so we could use the 200 in that very way. And this is important to understand because, well, we'll get into that in a second. What we want to do is talk about how trades are entered. So what I'm going to do now, especially for those who use EMA crosses, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the candles and we're going to see where we can make our entries. So we see here about this cross right there, we can enter here. About this cross right here, we can uh, uh, enter there, it's basically candle close. So we enter here, we're bearish up until the 200, right? And we enter here bullish because we're above the 200. Anytime you're above the 200, you want to look for bullish only trades. Below the 200, you're looking for bearish only trades. As you can see here, even though the candles make us feel like price is crazy, when we hide the price, we could say all we're doing is crisscrossing, or what we call affectionately in my trading group, we call this an EMA sandwich. Okay, so now that we have this, let's go ahead and mark this right here. All right, that will be an entry south, right, against the trend. But now that we have our markings here, I want to show you guys something. When we turn on our candles, we can see that they're not the ideal entry points. In fact, the candle before this marker was an ideal entry point because the candle closed below the 9 and the 21. Here, we got a candle close above. We have two candles that close above the 9 and the 21 before the actual cross. Okay. So that's really what you're looking at it for. And then, of course, you're using the 9, should you enter, you're using the 9 as a trend line. So once the candle breaks the 9 EMA, you get out. That's it. That's simple, right? Non-negotiable. So that is the proper way of entering crosses. Alternatively, you know, if you're looking for an exit, well, you want to exit maybe here or here and not here, right? You want to preserve as much of these gains as possible. That's why I say treat the EMAs as a dynamic support and resistance line. Really, really, really simple. Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to our settings here. And I want to turn off the 200. Let's remove the drawings. And what we're going to do now is we're going to turn on VWAP once again. So now that we have VWAP on and we follow the rules of a candle breaking above both EMAs, right? Above the 9 when we're bullish, so you're above the 9 and 21, or below the 9 when you're bearish, or below the 9 and 21, with a bias to VWAP, you get to write the whole trend. But more importantly, if we said the 200 would be where we change our bias of sentiment, it would be lagging against VWAP, you see? So what we can see from here is that institutions really don't care about the 200 as much as they care about volume and the price relative to volume. So here we have a bounce off. It looks like I can get a candle close above an EMA here, of which I may go bullish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a buy order right here, right there. That's going to be my buy order, and I'm going to leave it alone. Now, for the last component of this, especially for those using a 921 crossover, we can give you an extra mode of Confluence where you can see the trend and the strength of trend simply using MACD. So now we're going to go ahead and turn on our MACD, and we're going to change its settings as well. Okay, this is really, really important that we change the settings of the MACD. So looks like we have an order fill here. That's cool. I'm going to remain bullish. Looks like we're profitable as well. Now, with our MACD, this is our standard MACD. It's cool. If you like to use the standard MACD, fine. Personally, I like to change my settings. And I'm going to change my settings to 13 and 48. So my settings are now changed. And as you can see, we're also using EMAs as our oscillator. Okay. And then we head on over to style. And what I want to do is I want to turn off the histogram. But what I also want to do is change my zero line, and I want that to pop with yellow. I want to remove all transparency. I want to make the line slightly thicker and make it a solid line there. Okay. Once done, I click OK. Now, what are we looking at here? Well, I'll tell you what we're looking at in order for us to understand what we're looking at, we have to zoom out really quickly. So here we have the 921 cross here, but we have the MACD signal line cross here. However, when we talk about Confluence, Confluence is what gives you the confidence in the trade, right? So just imagine you like a girl or you like a guy, and your three friends tell you they like you too. Chances are, you know what? Hey, about to have a date tonight. But that's what these indicators are your three best friends. And you want them all to agree. So what we have here, if we can zoom on in, let's see. What we have here, we have price action crossing the 9 and the 21. We also have it crossing the VWAP, which is another vote of confidence. And then you have the MACD and signal line crossing the neutral line right here. This gives me all the confidence for a bearish move. Alternatively, if you're like, where do I get out of the trade after you've entered it? You can exit upon the candle close on the break of the 9 EMA or the cross of the MACD here. And when do you go bullish? Well, there's something interesting. As you can see that the EMAs have converged here with price action, and you can see that is also done so on this MACD and signal line. What you want to see is divergence and convergence. Now, you guys see I'm in this trade, and I took this trade, right, attempting to illustrate this very concept where we get a cross, we're above VWAP, and we have the MACD and a signal line above my neutral line. Therefore, telling me we're bullish, right? So if we have a crap load of chop, but when you have conviction in your system, well, you go ahead and you make money. Now, what I can see here is there's a level. We got structure here. We got some structure there. We got some structure here. I think I've made enough money while doing this demo video. So at $1,200, $1,225, I'm going to exit out of my trade. And it's all using this system here, right? We made our money. So in short, we can use the 921 EMA with VWAP. And when price is above VWAP and prices also cross the 9 and 21 to the upside, we're bullish. But then we're also looking for the MACD line and signal line to both break above neutral here. As you can see, there's a bunch of chop. We're not quite there yet. And here at 10:05, we become bullish. Here on this cross here, we look at price, we become bullish, right? A very simple system. Again, using the best indicators to make the best system. And I proved to you it worked, made some money live. That's all I got for you guys. I'm signing out. Peace.